In Carol Dweck's RSA Animate video, she reflects on the danger of praising intelligence over process. If students receive too much praise for their intelligence, rather than for how hard they work, it can actually be damning in the end. When students get used to teachers or parents overly praising their intelligence, it can make them stagnant. Students would sooner take the safer, yet less rewarding route to success. On this path, mediocrity is guaranteed, but greatness is ever elusive. In my experience, being too fixated on a number or a score has a negative consequence on not only the quote-unquote intelligent students, but the underachieving ones as well. I think this is particularly problematic at my current school, and to my knowledge, it is common all over Taiwan. You see, junior high schools have a policy where students can't be given grades below 60. In this case, 60 and up is a passing grade. If a student scores less than 60 on a quiz or exam, the final score is just rounded up. Students are smart, they know all about this policy. It doesn't affect particularly focused students. But the students on the edge suffer the most, because they don't have an incentive to work for their grades, because they know they'll pass regardless. Without a fire under their feet, some of these students never reach their full potential. I can certainly understand not wanting to fail huge numbers of students. Everybody deserves a second chance. And these students I teach have really busy lives. All the time studying does have its results. I imagine my Taiwanese students know more now than I did when I was their age. However, I'm equally certain that they are not living up to their potential. My higher level students are used to a life of academic success, so they don't need any further incentive. They have loads of inner motivation. But these lower level students, and inside I know they have the potential to be higher and achieving, they don't see a reason to try harder. Some have even been so honest with me that they said they weren't worried about failing my class. No teacher takes joy in failing his or her students. And to be fair, the students who score below 60 get a chance to redeem themselves in summer school. However, this summer school is mandatory for all students, so they were going to be there regardless. And rather than having a chance to get a head start, these students just fall further behind. When the school year starts again, they will be in the same class as their stronger classmates. Nobody wants to admit his or her child isn't doing well in school, but this is pretty common. At one point or another, we all needed some extra help in our studies. I certainly needed it in math and science class. Rather than address a relatively simple problem, the numbers are faked, but order is maintained. I can't really cite anything for this project. These resources are only available in traditional Chinese. I struggle understanding simple conversations, much less finding and citing legal or academic documents. But while I can't point to a specific reference, there are obvious and larger cultural origins to this policy. This all comes from the Chinese concept of face. Roughly speaking, it is one's appearance, ranking, perception, etc. in a social group. Admitting you are wrong or weaker in even trivial matters is a kind of social suicide. And a son or daughter with test scores below 60 shows your peers that you are somehow inferior. We live in an interconnected world. Ideas are exchanged. People are discovering the pros and cons to established ideas. The notion of face is really ancient in Chinese culture, so this idea is particularly hard to change. Still, I know plenty of Taiwanese people and educators that would like to see this change one day.